Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikita and I bring useful tips and tricks that can help you take a step closer to the industry. In the previous video, we spoke more about handling failures and talking about those in your interviews. Now, this is a tricky question in your interviews because you cannot just show you failed miserably over a project, but you cannot always show that you were perfect in everything because that's just in an ideal world. So, if you missed watching that video where I presented my answer about a time where I failed landing a project end to end, then I'll be linking the video in the description below. Go watch that video after this video. By the way, if you're new to this channel and may have missed subscribing to my channel, or if you've been tuning into my videos but miss clicking on that like button or adding a comment in the comment section below, please do that. That definitely motivates me to bring more such videos for you every week. Alright, in today's video, I will be talking more about how do you deal with difficult clients or stakeholders. Now, this would be a tricky question in your interviews, not because they want you to see how do you land in the right solution, but how do you create a win-win situation at the end of the complex situation or the stakeholder that you were dealing with. It requires high emotional quotient. It requires professionalism and also negotiation skills that can help you deal with difficult clients or stakeholders without being authoritative. And that's not it. Remember, there would be different types of clients or stakeholders who are a part of the project that you are handling. Now, it could be your senior who has a different approach and wants you to take that approach and may miss certain valid points that you may have on your side. Or it could be a difficult client who just keeps adding different new feature requirements in the middle of the project, and you had resources and timelines aligned which with the requirements that were shared at the start of the project. Or at times there could be gap in understanding and maybe some difficult approvers or decision makers want you to stop rollout of the project in the middle of the project because they missed understanding certain factors or criterias about the project. In these type of interview questions, you need to have data driven approach. You also need to have empathy towards your clients, and you also need to showcase professionalism in your behavior without actually venting to a colleague or partner or just saying the person was so difficult to deal with. What they want to ideally see is how do you hear both the parties and in the end create an amicable solution that makes satisfaction on both the sides. Now let's just take an example. Imagine you are in an interview and your interviewer says, tell me about a time you were about to land a project and legal team or some of the key decision makers want you to hold off on the rollout because they had questions about your approach towards handling data. Now, you are in the middle of the project. You don't want the rollout to stop because you have certain deliverables and commitments, timelines associated to these deliverables. So pausing these would actually cost the project, and hence you want to make sure that the project doesn't stop. But ultimately, without the stakeholder alignment, it would be difficult for you to move forward. Now, how do you go about this situation? All right. So, in this particular interview question, we will not be just using the STAR method, but we will be using the STAR plus L method. Now, STAR plus L stands for learning. The reason I would also emphasize on learning is when you're walking through your experience, also share what learnings you had, because a good candidate also talks more about what they learned in every scenario and uses those in their future experiences. And hence, it's important to highlight your learnings at the end of this situation. All right, now let's dive deep into answering this interview question. The situation was I was the technical program manager of a project where I was in charge of end-to-end delivery of a product that was launching for general customers on the 1st of November. And while we were rolling out this particular feature, The P Council interrupted because they had serious questions about the PII handling of the customer data that we were planning to capture with this particular rollout. Now, PII stands for Personally Identifiable Information for those who don't know. And without actually taking the right legal consent, it was difficult to move forward because the person who interrupted the project was a senior stakeholder in the P Council panel. Now, the reason they were not aware about the decisions made were because they were on leave for a certain period of time and they missed certain decisions that were made in their absence. How did I go about it? The first thing was the tasks associated to this. As a TPGM, I firstly wanted to make sure that the engineering team is communicated about the stakeholder interruption and yet wanted to make sure that they don't fumble because of this interruption. I wanted to make sure that I communicate to them that we had taken all the necessary approvals to launch this project. And I would need some of their help to reshare the discussions that we had, including the data design, architecture, and implementation that we have done so far, taking care of the PII data from the customer standpoint. The second thing was setting up time with the P Council who had questions about the data handling in this particular product. I wanted to understand all the questions that they had on the mind to ensure in the second meeting I set up with them, I come back with all the answers associated with the questions they had. The third thing was bringing the engineering and the P Council team together to have a detailed discussion about the data design and the data encryption policies that we have maintained to ensure that we will be handling the client data in a safe manner. With all this, the actions that were associated with the tasks that I took was firstly meeting with the P Council and understanding and gathering all their concerns in a single document. And the second step was obviously sharing those with the senior engineering team to help them understand what kind of concerns the PII team has raised. The second thing was meeting with the engineering team to ensure we have ticked off against all the concerns that the P Council team had because they were valid concerns and I did not want to rule those out just because we had taken all the approvals before actually starting this project. The third thing was having a conclusion meeting with the P Council and the engineering team, walking the P Council with all the measures that we had taken to ensure data encryption and security throughout the client data handling process. Now, this ensured that the P Council had all the right answers that were associated with the questions they had at the start, and also the engineering team double clicking that the P Council had raised these questions and they were ensuring all these safety protocols were implemented at every stage without having any gaps in implementation. At the end, the result was the P Council actually took back on holding off on the rollout and gave us a green light to launch this project. The learning that I had during this process was while I did take all the necessary approvals from the P Council team in absence of the senior P Council, it was important to record these meetings and document all the safety requirements that we had ensured before launching this project. So, for the future, I always ensure that all decisions that were made were safely documented in interest of avoiding conflicts for the future. I hope you liked my answer and maybe you had a different approach. But remember, what I want you to do is how do you actually justify the concerns that a stakeholder may have? Those may be valid or those may be invalid, but you just don't want to rule out those because you feel you have all the confidence and you know that you're doing the right thing. It's also about bringing in confidence with a large team that you will be working in an organization to ensure there's a healthy working environment. And especially if it's a client who's a difficult stakeholder that you're referring to, obviously they are the one who are helping the company run. And if they don't have confidence in what they want from you, then definitely they are going to back out in the future projects. So remember, You don't just point out to the difficult stakeholder as difficult, stubborn, or rigid, but also talk more about the concerns they had and why those were valid or invalid in a diplomatic manner. I hope you like my answer. And if there are more such interview questions where you would like me to present my approach, and maybe some of these were what I answered in my Google interviews, then please drop a comment in the comment section below. I would be happy to walk you through those in my upcoming videos. Until the next video, keep showing all the love that you always do on my videos and take care. Bye bye.